Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. Contrary to popular belief, the military does not simply toss new recruits into the cockpits of their most advanced aircraft. Instead, trainees spend countless hours studying flight mechanics in a classroom and using high-tech simulators of all kinds. Even then, these pilots need to practice with special trainer aircraft, of which there have been dozens over the decades. The newest and most advanced of these, and one of the only supersonic jet trainers, is the Boeing-Saab T-7 Red Hawk.
Red 5-3, winds 210 at 9, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
The T-7 had its first flight in December 2016, but didn't officially enter U.S. military service until 2021. The result of the partnership between American and Swedish engineers, the T-7 is a small, dual-seat aircraft measuring 46 feet in length and boasting a wingspan of roughly 30 feet. It is incredibly nimble and speedy for a trainer aircraft, with a maximum speed of just over 808 miles per hour, or Mach 1.05. It also boasts a ceiling of around 50,000 feet and a rate of climb equivalent to 33,500 feet per minute. It was designed to replace the Northrup T-38 Talon, which had been the U.S. military's primary trainer since the 1960s. In the military's estimation, the T-7 is a better approximation of what it's like to fly a modern aircraft. After extensive aerial and field tests, it was determined to be the best choice out of all submissions. After getting approval from the military, production of the T-7 officially began at Saab's new facility in West Lafayette, Indiana. The Red Hawk design team employed digital engineering that vastly sped up development time, allowing the plane to go from concept to its first flight in just 36 months. The company also utilized a highly digitized production line. For instance, it only takes 30 minutes to splice the aft and wing sections of the plane. Combined with traditional assembly line methods, Boeing and Saab are able to ensure a consistent, high-quality product while minimizing production time. The T-7 underwent several major tests during the trial phase, but none were as important as the flame-out test. In this exercise, a test pilot was tasked with turning off the aircraft's engine while flying at 20,000 feet. To ensure the safety of the aircraft and pilot, the test was first performed in a ground-based simulator.
Caution, caution.
After that proved successful, the only thing left was to take the T-7 into the air and manually shut the engine down for roughly 48 seconds.
Okay, go ahead and stop 1025.
Fuel? It was go. Electrical?
Go.
Copy.
Looks good. Alright, point test power.
Fortunately, the plane performed admirably, restarting immediately when the ignition was pressed a second time. Another aircraft that has shown great success and versatility as a trainer is the T-6 Texan. It is 33 feet long with a near equal wingspan and can reach speeds of around 350 miles per hour. There are several variations of the plane, all of which have slightly different capabilities. The most impressive is the AT-6, codenamed Wolverine. This is the armed version of the T-6, which is primarily used for weapons training. It can carry a variety of different weapons, including guns, rocket pods, and missiles. It often features a shark mouth paint job on the nose to distinguish it from its less lethal counterparts. The AT-6 has several benefits as a trainer. One of the most notable is its maneuverability. The AT-6 can reach altitudes of around 31,000 feet and withstand G-forces equivalent to 7.0 and negative 3.5. This allows new pilots to get an idea of what it's like to be in the cockpit of a military jet without the risks that come with the extra speed. The T-6 and AT-6 replaced the T-37 Cessna as the United States Air Force's primary pilot trainer. As the T-37 had been in service since 1954, many in the military felt it was time for a more advanced trainer to take its place. However, the T-37, codenamed Tweet, had an extremely long and storied history with the Air Force. There was even an armed version known as the A-37 Dragonfly that flew a number of light attack missions during the Vietnam War. The T-37 was incredibly small, just 29 feet long and with a wingspan of roughly 34 feet. Nevertheless, it featured two Continental Teledyne J69 turbojets, which allowed it to reach speeds of up to 425 miles per hour and approach altitudes of 39,000 feet. It was the first official jet-powered trainer to go into service with the U.S. military. Roughly a decade after the T-37 was introduced, Northrup brought in the T-38. As previously discussed, this twin-engine trainer serviced the U.S. military up until it was replaced by the T-7 in 2021. It was the first trainer capable of supersonic flight, and it remains in service with several militaries around the world. Nearly 1,200 of these aircraft were produced during the 60 years it's been in service. At 46 feet long and with a wingspan of roughly 25 feet, the T-38 is very similar to many jets of the era. It was also incredibly fast and maneuverable, capable of reaching speeds of Mach 1.3 thanks to its two afterburning engines. Moreover, its unique dual canopy design allowed pilots and trainers to occupy the same aircraft without occupying the same space. Even before the 1940s, the U.S. military needed high-quality training aircraft. They often turned to recreational aircraft companies like Cessna and Beechcraft for these solutions, as they were more familiar with producing non-combat planes. One of the earliest examples is the T-34 Mentor, a single-engine, prop-driven plane that had its first flight in 1948, just after the Second World War. The T-34 was similar to many World War II-era aircraft in many ways. Its tandem cockpit and bubble canopy increased visibility for both the pilot and the trainer, while its turboprop engine allowed for a cruise speed of more than 250 miles per hour. The T-34 was also very maneuverable and boasted 4 hardpoints for weapons training. At the time, these weapons mostly consisted of bombs, flares, wing-mounted guns, or rocket pods. Despite being introduced 70 years ago, the T-34 is still used by several military organizations, including the U.S. Marines. Like the other aircraft mentioned, it is primarily used to train incoming pilots as they work their way up to the FA-18 Super Hornet. Many of the plane's proponents claim it remains in service because it helps create better, more aware pilots. Plus, unlike many of the newer aircraft, the T-34 was not built with fly-by-wire technology, making it much more difficult to operate. There is also no autopilot or cruise control, giving pilots a wealth of experience they might not receive otherwise. Young pilots may enter the military eager to get their hands on an F-18, F-22, or F-35. But the top brass is smart enough to know that it takes time and experience to create great combat pilots. For this reason, trainers have always remained a vital part of any pilot's preparation and education. In fact, some of these aircraft have proven so successful that they continue to be utilized for training purposes 5, 6, or even 7 decades after they had had their first flight. No question, the new Boeing-Saab T-7 Red Hawk will serve the U.S. military well, as it looks to train a new generation of pilots and aviators. With its swiftness, maneuverability, and cost-effectiveness, it will allow for extensive training periods while ensuring that the real combat aircraft stay on the front lines where they belong. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.